Hi Pisces, and welcome to March 2025. Okay, this read is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus. Let's get a karmic thread card from the Past Life Oracle. What are we working on from another lifetime in this one? Oh my gosh, look at how beautiful that is. Angels, right? Some of you are definitely an earth angel here. Speaking to the angels, praying, getting downloads without question, intuition. Some of your loved ones, your crossed over loved ones, have become your spirit guides. Dreams. It's beautiful. Wow, I love this. Angels we have heard on high, right? Okay, let's see what's happening for Pisces. I love that. I felt strongly Earth Angel. Many Pisceans, once you've been around the whole globe of the wheel of life as the last sign of the zodiac, you know, you rise. I love that. Okay, Pisces. Worrying. What are we worrying and what are we scared of? You have to make a decision. There's a decision to be made. Okay, so, wow. There's a decision that you have to be made that you're worried about. What's the bottom? We have risen. Okay, some of you, let me just put that, yeah, hold on. I need just one more card for the Two of Swords and the Nine of Swords. Okay. It's like, it's not that bad, right? I feel some of you are, okay, it could be because it's Lent, whatever. But I did hear someone is choosing to stop drinking, and that could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or yourself. Maybe you decided that, you know what, I'll go out and have a good time, but I'm going to like slow my roll when it comes to drinking because I don't want that to affect my health. Death card. Let me really quick. They want, yeah. I want to live longer. I want to live healthier. Some of you, if you and or a family member have, we'll just keep this here. If you and or a family member have any kind of an issue with drinking, blackouts, I heard blackout, not remembering stuff, you know, the night before, that kind of thing. Okay, I just want to move these so you could see. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, it's interesting. Look at that. Definitely changing your mind and making a conscious effort. They want me to stop. Okay. A conscious effort to, you could be the mom, a mother, and you do have maybe a daughter or many family members who drink, or, you know, altering your mental capacity in any way. A lot of you might be dealing with, or it's you, like, I just want to, like, I don't want to drink as much as I used to. I'm blacking out. I feel like if you're not talking about it with anyone, I feel that it's like, this is something that has been bothering you, and you're like, no more. And you're going to just do it. You're just going to stop. Cold turkey. Yep, look at that. 3 of Cups over the 3 of Cups. This is you and or, I'm just going to say, and or family and family members. Could be, 3 people that you go out with, and you've decided, you've taken a really good look at yourself. And it's not like, okay, I don't feel like you're an alcoholic. I don't. I just feel that it's concerning to you that sometimes you black out. Sometimes it gets, or you could fall. Maybe you have fallen. Your mental capacity, you don't want it to affect. Now, you and I both know, maybe you don't know that alcohol any overabundance of anything is too much, right? But anything that alters our mind brings us to a very low vibration, right? And that alters, and anything that we are feeling, honestly, should be more, it should be more natural, coming naturally, instead of, like, there's natural ways to, let's just say, numb the pain. Because if it is alcohol, it's about numbing the pain of something that you've had to endure. Some of you are still numbing the pain over a death in the family that was like a long time ago. You could be a widow, and the death happened a while ago, but it's still in your mind, and it's been suppressed. And so when you do drink and you go out with friends, it reminds you of someone, and they're watching over you and protecting you, and maybe you got a download, maybe you got in a dream came through, that just let you know intuitively, you got a download from a father figure, a husband on the other side, who said, listen, Pisces, let's get to the core of the issue. Let's get to the core of why you're sad, or like when you're drinking, that happens to a lot of us, right? Even whenever you're drinking, if you're like really upset about something or whatever, we mask that pain through alcohol, instead of getting to the core of, wow, have I really grieved? Am I still grieving? That's what's going on here. Yeah. This is an addiction. Well, for some it's an addiction. Okay. For some of you, you're scared to face the truth that you really miss someone dearly. And that person, I'm just going to say it, you dealt with this person, perhaps, who had an addiction problem as well. And it's like you're falling into the same addictive behaviors. Maybe your husband who has crossed over, this is just hypothetical, maybe you had a husband that crossed over who was an addict. He was an alcoholic. And now you're turning into exactly that, or you're in that trajectory. Oh, just overdoing it. And you're worried. And you're not telling anybody, but now you see it very clearly that perhaps it's not a good idea. Perhaps, if I have just one, I'm done. One and done. I don't want to feel this way. And honestly, Spirit's saying, let's get to the core. So let's get to the core of the issue, right? This reminds me of, I don't know why, I've never seen it like this, but like the wise men. I know the hermit looks like that, But this reminds me of also a wise man who's going through the dark night of the soul. And part of healing is getting through this behavior that's is not like you. Just saying. For some of you, this behavior that, and maybe you're the mother of children who are watching, who are observing, that you are going through something. They know that you are. They know that you're sad. But they also know that, it's been years and you haven't really talked about it openly. You've kept it all to yourself. You've hidden how you really feel about what happened. Not everybody goes to, a grieving community or go to church to talk to someone or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm not telling you to do that, but I feel that that's what's happening. I feel that it might help if you are grieving over a loved one's crossing over, that it may help for you, instead of drinking your way through the grief and numbing the pain, right? And I'm sorry, but it is coming up that that's what it is. And you can't fight that feeling by drinking and ignoring what's really hurting your heart. And this is like in your mind's eye, it's Pisces for some of you that this relates to. It's like, why? It's like, why did it have to happen? Why did it have to happen? There's so many questions when that happens. And life is never the same. And this already happened a long time ago. No, I mean, over 13, maybe 13, up to 13 years ago. And you're still, and how do you release it? Truly, how? That's what you need. That's what you need help with. To release, it's like, look at this. They're showing me. This looks like an angel watching over you here. It's like coming home. Someone went home, but it's like when you go to your home physically after a night out with your friends, with your family, you go partying it up a little too much. You come home to the same old pain. That's why it's masking pain, numbing the pain, because you don't want to see it for what it is, and that is to maybe talk to someone or to go wherever and get help. And it's not, sometimes we're prideful. We're too prideful and we don't want help. Right? You may have some people ask, saying to you, why don't we get some help? Because it's really been rough for you. Okay? If this isn't you directly, Pisces, then it's family members and friends that you're worried about, that you're concerned with, that they're not over something. And this is reversed only because this is probably the time this month where you're going to start, that you have, like, that light bulb came on, because you've had too many experiences of blow-ups where you're hiding it. And so that's going to change. This change for you guys and or for family members or friends is the best thing that ever happened, but you're not going to tell anyone that you're doing it. It's going to be very subtle. Or maybe you do announce it to your family or whatever, you know? You know what you need to do. You do. You're very aware. Your intuition is on point, and you know that if something doesn't change, it could go really, like, things could go really wrong, even for your health. Like, you can only do that stuff, and you can see that in life, just in general, you know. How do you think, you know, someone who smokes too much, how do you feel like they're not going to be on, maybe, you know, they're not going to need oxygen at some point, or one of those tubes in their throats? You know what I mean? If you eat too much junk food, you know, everything affects our body. So it is body, mind, and soul. So whatever is ailing you, and when you can't, you're trying to mask those feelings, and as much as you want to say, okay, well, you know, I'll push it off, it's not a big deal. Well, it's become a big deal. Some of you have really noticed it becoming a big deal in your life. Maybe your family member and or friends are saying, listen, you know, this could get really serious, or you have fallen a few times, you know, and you don't want that. And or there's family members that may have the same issue. So we need to now look at the big picture. And the big picture is, you need to gather up your strength and courage and make a decision to change that, so that you're not feeling that you do. I mean, for some of you, they're just saying, you may be asking yourself, like, oh my God, do I have an addiction problem? Is this truly a problem? Because the devil is upright. I feel that maybe you don't want to talk about it, but maybe you think you do have some kind of an addiction going on, because it's happened way too many times. So it's time to get really serious about, if you need help, then you get help. If you need to talk to someone, let's talk to someone. There could be like a family intervention, or friends and family want to have like an intervention perhaps. I don't really think they're going to do that, honestly. I don't feel like that, because you'll feel that you're being judged. And that's another thing. You don't want to feel like you're being judged, and you are. If you're not being judged by your family and friends, you're judging yourself for this kind of behavior, because it's very unlike you. And this is what this is about. It's kind of like, you know, that needs to be, these issues need to be addressed. That's all I can say, really. And you don't want to talk about it. All right, you don't want to talk about it. What's over here? Exactly. It's like spilling out the alcohol. If there's any alcohol in the house, you're pouring it out. You're throwing it out. You could have an Aquarius who's doing it. Yep, fallen down. I'm telling you, someone has fallen down drunk one too many times and is worried. And they're going to eclipse it out of their life completely. If it's not you, then it's a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay? You're looking at the bigger picture. Everyone's looking at the bigger picture. This could be a whole family kind of affair issue. We gotta figure it out. We don't want to be stuck and get, like, if it's not an addiction, we don't want to get there. So we're gonna look at it from a different perspective. We're not gonna worry about it. It is someone who crossed over, probably a loved one. If it's a divorce, then that's the loss, okay? But I really feel that someone's crossing over a while ago is causing you to really want to know why, asking God why, asking your angels why, wanting to know why. And also wanting to be forgiven, right? You want to be forgiven because you don't want to feel as though, and I think that some of you could be on the precipice of realizing that whatever losses you've had, be it death or otherwise, this has pushed you into an addiction of some sort where you don't want to talk about it. You don't want to be judged for it. And you may just want to fix it on your own. And you do have loved ones and friends. Maybe you have a Gemini that also, there could be 3 people that this is affecting, right? You also could be partying with friends from work, and they're like, hey, come on, Pisces, let's go out. And you're like, no, I'm putting my foot down, no. And or Gemini, Libra, Aquarius is saying no. So I was thinking about the King and or Queen of Swords. So I am going to say that if it's not a physical loss, meaning a physical body that has transitioned to the other side and has become your spirit guide angel, then I feel it's definitely a divorce now that I see this, or you're dealing with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius who's also feeling a bit like it's time for us to also, okay, they're saying it's time for us to really look at this from a higher ground. Meaning, let's pray, let's ask for help for those who have any addiction. And they're saying that alcohol, any type of alcohol, overdoing it doesn't just affect your liver, but it also brings on like dementia and Alzheimer's. You don't want to go there. See? So you are stopping. Yeah, you don't want to go there. You don't want to go to like church and ask for some of you are definitely not doing that. Some of you are saying, I am not going to church to talk about it. I'm not making any confessions. I don't believe in that. I'm not doing it. So that's fine. Others of you, it is a father figure that has crossed over, that you are praying to, and you're also praying for the children Maybe the kids are also having addictive behaviors because it's their dad that they lost, and or it's a divorce where everyone gets involved. Everyone gets affected, not involved. Everyone gets affected when either it's a death, any kind of a loss, a divorce, whatever. And when we get out of when we can't deal, that's instead of, unfortunately, humanity has been literally handed the keys to addictions, any kind of addiction out there. Alcohol wasn't enough, so we ended up, bringing weed out to the forefront as a legal medicinal drug, but then come to find out that that's tainted with fentanyl. Do you know what I'm saying? These are all behaviors of what they want you, they are advertising. They want you to be low. They want your energy as low as possible so that they can manipulate you. So you don't want to do that. And you don't want anyone else to allow for that to happen. So a lot of you are dealing with this so-called, this is my Beast of Burden card. And instead of going this way, you're following spirit. You're asking for help and guidance to release you from the beast of burden, which is the drink. Here it shows up as a drinking. It could also be any kind of whatever. It could be taking meds, right? Anything. Okay? So, we are going to follow spirit, Archangel Michael, and move on. And this is the energy of moving on. And they're reversed because you haven't yet had that conversation with yourself about how you're feeling about the angels and the angelic realm. It's not like you don't believe in angels and the angelic realm. It's about coming to terms with getting help for a loss. The loss of a loved one. So, you could be, there's ways that you can get help, collabing with your family, maybe with people that you work with. This is an emperor. This is like a father figure. And here you are as the empress, and that's who you're missing. Let's see the next card. And you're also worried about a son, perhaps. So, addictions of any kind that alter the mind not only breaks down the ability to think and to deal with what the real issue is, the core issue, but it's also about motivation. Why do you think, Pisces, if you haven't heard, but it's true, why do you think that over the last, decade, maybe longer, ADHD, ADD, autism, whatever else, right, has been prevalent in children? So you are worried, for some of you who have children and you've had the loss of a husband, a father figure, or through divorce or death, whatever. You are the motivation. You know, you haven't really had that. Maybe you haven't had a sit down with your kids to talk about it and to work together. You haven't. And Spirit is saying that may help you ease the pain of the loss. You haven't done it yet, but you may be thinking about it. Because you want to help others. Maybe, you know, I know this sounds crazy, but why should it be crazy? Starting a podcast that would help grieving mothers and children, or fathers and children, grieving anyone, and the effects that it has on the family and the spouses. Yeah. That's exactly, like, this was your person. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it. This was your person, you know? And you're trying to heal. But you do know, because you're smart, you are, you do know that healing starts really and truly at the core of the issue. Going through the stages, I don't feel that some of you didn't fully or haven't fully gone through the stages of grieving. And now you're gonna. To move on is to change the trajectory that you've been telling yourself for at least, 6 years, maybe? I do feel this is years. Right? I am going to say it. If this applies to you about this, having a talk, if you're a mom that lost a husband and or father, having a talk with your family members about it, just to talk. Just to talk. Did you hear that? Just to talk about what's deeply set in your heart. If you share your heart, then so will they. If they don't want to talk, then they don't have to talk. It's not an intervention. It's that you love. And you have loved so deeply. But it is love also for yourself and for an emperor. You definitely have this love as a father figure who has crossed over. A father figure, and I'm telling you, my emperor and empress card is like 40s and above. Okay? It's needing to have a conversation. And this is what you may be doing this month. This already happened. Don't freak out. We need to talk about it. Otherwise, how else can we get over it? Right? Mother and child. It's time to talk to the kids that lost their dad. It will help you and it will help them. To move on. I mean, the scar is there forever. That doesn't go away. But how do we deal with it? I mean, at some point, the last 5 to 7 years have been triggers, anger. You've been through some of that grief. I am going to say that. But once an addiction gets hold of you, like that devil card, you don't want that. you're not going to have it. You're not doing it. So I realize that this change that's happening for you, oh, plus isn't the new moon in Pisces? It's a whole new beginning. Yep. You already know what you need to do. Hello. You do. Some of you have a doggy. You bought a new doggy. It's a rescue also, because this doggy's out in the wilderness. Well, it's a wolf, but yeah. You know what to do. And you know that you're strong. And maybe your person was your strength. But now you have to be the strong person. Okay? And you need to know that the signs from the universe are helping you to get along. Some of you have electrical outlet issues at home, water or water damage at home. You should check if that's something that, maybe you live in a place where lightning hit the house or a part of the house and you need to fix it. And music. So they're telling me that this person is sending you music to ease your soul. Music soothes the soul. And they're sending you like the wedding song, or when you first met, your first date. Listen to music when you're sad. And new beginnings. I love it. Pisces, this is a beautiful read. And it really did. It started with the person who's on the other side. Has become your spirit guide. This could be definitely a soulmate who has reunited with you, but maybe you crossed over before them in the last lifetime, and now they had to in this lifetime. For whatever reasons that are beyond our understanding and or control. I hope that you find this reading, I hope this reading gives you peace and comfort, at least to find a way for strength and to be at peace. It's not going to apply to all Pisceans, no. But if it's not a husband, it's a father, it's affecting children, and it affects the mom. You could be the child, you could be the mother. Either way, put on some music, go to concerts. You're being asked to really get strong. And part of that strength is to say no to whatever addictions may be controlling right now the pain. But you're going to get over it. Without question. You're getting over it. And you're going to help whomever else this has made people sad and need to talk about and talk to. Okay? All right. I love you guys. Have a great month. And I'm here for you. Take care.